But, like, they could lose this game by 40. Like, I don't know. I don't know what is wrong with this team. Because today it wasn't even... I don't even think that this was an effort thing. Like, I don't even think this was an effort problem. But at the end of the day, like, they're just not good.
The Chicago Sky are one of the worst basketball teams I've ever seen. And today, their coach literally just waved the white flag. He quit. He literally just said, Phoenix Mercury, destroy us even more than you're destroying us right now. He basically benched all of his starters not long into the third quarter. Just gave up.
The Sky's 3-9 record isn't just disappointing, it is one of the worst starts in WNBA history.
It is difficult to appreciate how far the Chicago Sky have fallen until you play the film in reverse. Rewind just 2 summers and you can still hear confetti cannons echoing through Wintrust Arena. See Courtney Vandersloot's no-look lasers curling into the hands of Allie Quigley. Feel Candace Parker's return-home magic tugging an entire city back into the sports orbit.
Mindful of the ways of it. The game got out of hand through the third. For us, there's more preservation at that point. Players are almost at the limit anyway, being on a back-to-back, so we want to be mindful of that. And the game wasn't as out of hand, and maybe it would have been different. But we got to be healthy and ready to go into it. 3 games and 4 games only on that following Tuesday. We got to be mindful of having healthy bodies so that we can keep this spiritual effort going into tomorrow's game.
The final score? A soul-crushing 107-86 defeat that saw Phoenix break triple digits.
Put BTA all over the Chicago Sky. And I'm here to tell you, Tyler Marsh is getting the focal point of the blame, bro. But to me, you have to blame the players of this damn basketball team, starting with the leader of the team. I just gotta be honest. That is Princess Barbie Angel Reese. Man, she's been trash. Just horrendous. I just gotta be honest.
Those nights were loud and bright, packed with sold-out optimism. The kind of evenings that make a franchise believe the good times will linger forever. Fast forward to the present, past a coaching change, past a roster shakeup, past months of marketing campaigns that promised a fresh era, and the picture is almost unrecognizable. The Sky are 3-9, yet the record alone can't convey the sensation of helplessness that hangs over the club. It isn't just that Chicago is losing, it is the theatrical method of those defeats, games that unravel in slow motion, turnovers that snowball into nightly avalanches, defensive rotations that arrive as late as the last blue line train out of the loop. The raw numbers read like black comedy. 18-plus giveaways a night, opponents nearly 50% from 3, and a defensive rating that would make the 2010 Tulsa Shock blush. In a league that has grown deeper and sharper every year,
you have to figure out how to get experience in understanding basketball. As far as the instincts of it, the right adjustments, and the flow of the game. He doesn't have a lot of experience in that aspect. And he struggles with that. And I think that's a huge problem with him. He struggles with that aspect of understanding the game, when to call timeouts, how to manage his players on the court and off the court, putting him in position to win.
Along with many of the players for our Chicago Sky, it's not just Tyler Marsh. It's not just a coaching issue. It's also a player issue. Rebecca Allen is just pretty much pointless. Haley Van Lift, pointless. We all know Kia Nurse has no business. Kia Nurse, along with Rachel Bannum, have no business being on our
the Sky have found a way to look antiquated after barely 3 weeks of play. The night of the white flag. Nothing captured Chicago's crisis more vividly than a warm June evening in Phoenix, when head coach Tyler Marsh openly surrendered in front of a national television audience. Down 25 midway through the third quarter, already bleeding points from semi-transition threes, Marsh called timeout, stared into the middle distance, and yanked every starter he had. Angel Reese, Camila Cardoso, Diamond Shields, all of them took their place on the bench as if someone had flipped the game over switch. There was no tactical tweak, no emotional rallying cry, no gentle lie about one possession at a time.
The Chicago Sky fans, hell, they're ready to run Tyler Marsh's ass out. I mean, the way he's playing Angel Reese, I'm going to be real with you. I mean, the one thing she could do was rebound the ball, and he has taken that away. He has taken that away. So much for coming off a triple-double.
Talking about player preservation and being mindful of minutes on a back-to-back schedule.
So I had to spin the block. Tyler Marsh, it's time to go. You still have no game plan for the Chicago side. And it seems like the games where you're only running offense through Camilla and you don't have offense at least through somebody else is no plan for that. They're getting blown out extremely bad. I don't understand it.
But anyone with functioning eyeballs could see what really happened. The man had watched enough basketball carnage.
Not built for success. With Courtney Vandersloot going down with the ACL injury, I just don't know how the Sky are going to weather this. See, teams have the Chicago Sky figured out. They figured out that they can go crazy from behind the arc because the Chicago Sky's perimeter defense is just not there. It's not effective. I was on the floor. I saw them fighting to get around these screens. They just can't get.
The coach simply decided that the beating was bad enough and that the rest of the evening would be an exercise in damage control. His post-game explanation was light on technical detail and heavy on resignation. Back-to-back schedule, he said. Players a little banged up. No point risking bodies when the contest was already out of hand. These are reasonable ideas in the abstract, yet everyone watching could sense the deeper truth. In that timeout huddle, Tyler Marsh stopped believing his team could dig itself out. On a video replay, you can even read Camila Cardoso's silent, bewildered glance toward the scorer's table. I'm 7 for 9, coach. Why am I coming out? And Angel Reese's nervous smile, the tight grin of a competitor who suddenly realizes her stat line has been locked for the night. A fragile blueprint torn at the seams. 1 year ago, Marsh arrived heralded as the latest export from Las Vegas's assembly line of modern basketball thinking. 2 championships beside Becky Hammon looked shiny on the resume. Chicago envisioned pace and space freedom, Cardoso rolling to the rim while Reese devoured offensive rebounds and a collection of imported shooters punished the help. It sounded plausible until the games began, until opposing guards picked the Sky's pockets at midcourt, until those stretch wings missed wide-open looks, until Reese's offensive polish lagged behind her ambition, and until Marsh discovered that you can't photocopy the Aces playbook when you don't own an Aces-caliber backcourt.
She's out here talking about expanding her range to include mid-range shots.
Obviously, this is my third one. Obviously, it really meant something to other people today because it's me. And I just focus on basketball. I come into work every day and work. I don't complain. I don't care about anything else. I have to do my work. And I can sit here and just mope around and point the finger, but it's been me. And I take accountability. I come in every day and try to be better than the next and better than the last. And I know my teammates trust me. I know they have my back. Everybody has my back for everything. And I just love that being a part of a team that I know really trusts me and trusts my work. And everything else is everything else. I'm just here just to come to work every day and go home. That's all I want to do, is just come to work and being able to enjoy my job that I love. People would die and kill to have this job. And being able to play with the best players in the world means a lot to me. I put my all in this. I do.
Tyler Marsh came to Chicago with championship pedigree, having helped the Las Vegas Aces win back-to-back.
Cardoso, to her credit, remains a fearsome talent, but the chemistry she enjoyed at South Carolina has evaporated in a fog of mistimed entry passes. She flashes to the low block, seals with textbook leverage, only to watch a teammate dribble into a traffic jam, pivot twice, and fling the ball sideways. You can almost see the frustration tightening her shoulders each time she sprints back on defense without a touch. Reese's journey is even more puzzling. The franchise trumpeted her arrival with murals, signature shoe teasers, a gleaming Chi Barbie slogan. Marketing departments devoured her charisma. Production crews followed her every pre-game ritual. Yet between the pretty packages sits a stat line that feels cruelly detached from the hype. 9 points on 31% shooting, fouls that pile up faster than points, missed chippers that clang so hard the rim shakes on the opposite end. Social media monologues about giving ourselves grace land poorly when the scoreboard insists on harsher arithmetic. When the coach stops coaching. Marsh's sideline demeanor has evolved from eager orchestrator to crisis counselor. Each post-game presser now includes some version of the same lament. We can't beat ourselves. The phrase sounds punchy the first time. By the fifth, it has all the conviction of a screen door in a hurricane. When he benched the starters in Phoenix, he preached preservation. In truth, preservation had started months earlier. Preserving morale, preserving the illusion that the plan was only a tweak away, preserving the idea that a group assembled for marketing spectacle could also execute the menial chores of professional defense.
Cardoso was killing this game. 7 of 9 from the field, 77.8%. That's how a big is supposed to shoot. All right. Angel only shot the ball once. She did have 6 free throws, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 9 points. Camilla had 17. And I got to tell you, some of these players can't hit water if they fell out of a boat. It was ugly.
Working on handling pressure, and then the team was tough. I guess, how did you feel about it?
Yeah, I think sometimes handling pressure is mental as much as it is physical, and just we didn't do it consistently enough, right? And 20 plus point or 20 plus turnover game, which is tough to win when you add giving up 2 30-point quarters to a team as good as Phoenix, and makes it tough.
Fans are no longer buying it. Eyes once fixed on Reese's Instagram are now scanning mock draft boards, wondering what lottery odds look like in early July. Season ticket holders whisper about coaching searches, about whether a veteran voice might coax discipline from this disarray. Chicago's talk radio callers, never shy, have begun listing assistant coaches by name, bargaining for anything that might salvage dignity before August. The numbers behind the nosedive. Context is useful. The Sky are not merely losing. They are losing in ways that flirt with WNBA infamy. Turnovers, an absurd 18.9 per night. Gift opponents roughly 6 extra possessions above the league median. Opponents reward that generosity by shooting 45% from 3, a rate no team has surrendered over a full season. Meanwhile, Chicago's own 3-ball drops at a lethargic 30%, which is to say every empty trip ends in a long rebound and a sprint the other way, compounding the chaos. Defensively, the scheme has dissolved into late closeouts and prayer. Guards die on ball screens, help never arrives on time, and the backline is forced into impossible 2-on-1 decisions that even prime Sylvia Fowles couldn't solve. Cardoso blocks a shot here, alters another there, but she cannot also guard the corner and the wing and stop the kick-out pass that inevitably finds a waiting shooter. What it feels like inside the locker room. Reporters describe a room split between exasperation and disbelief. Veterans mumble about rotations changing game to game. Young players insist the vibes are fine. We're learning. We trust the work. Yet their shrugging posture during film sessions betrays a creeping doubt. Cardoso, normally affable, now keeps her headphones on longer, answering questions in clipped sentences. Reese, ever public, pushes optimism to the point of parody. I'm expanding my range, she said after a 1-for-8 night, as though words alone might bend the arc of her shot. The cameras catch these micro moments, Reese gesturing for the ball, then waving in exasperation when it sails elsewhere, Cardoso clapping for a pass that never comes. Marsh crouched at the scorer's table, eyes scanning his assistants as if asking which sub might plug the newest leak. The broader price of meltdown. The WNBA is enjoying unprecedented attention, thanks in outsized measure to a rookie in Indiana who hits logo threes and generates Nielsen spikes, but nothing dampens national interest faster than non-competitive blowouts on network television. When ABC penciled in Sky Mercury for a Saturday showcase, producers expected a youth movement subplot, Reese versus Griner, maybe a signature Cardoso game in front of her Brazilian fanbase. Instead, they got a 31-18 opening quarter, endless whistles, and a coach who decided halfway through to run out the clock. League executives know casual audiences have a hair-trigger exit. One lopsided snoozer can undo weeks of promotional momentum. Chicago's faceplant doesn't simply hurt the franchise. It tattoos an asterisk on any network exec debating which teams merit a primetime slot come August. Is there a road back? There is always a path, though never an easy one. It begins with honesty. Public acknowledgement that the plan was flawed, that Reese and Cardoso need structured pick-and-rolls rather than isolation roulette, that a veteran point guard must arrive yesterday, that defensive principles must be reduced to 2 or 3 non-negotiables executed at game speed until muscle memory replaces confusion. It continues with accountability. Minutes earned, not gifted. Timeouts called at the first sign of a 9-0 run. Film sessions that spotlight effort lapses without sugarcoat. In short, Chicago must remember it is a professional team, not a reality TV subplot carried by social media sizzle. Whether Tyler Marsh is permitted to oversee that reset remains to be seen. He can still salvage credibility. Coaches grow from humiliation as surely as players, but the clock ticks louder each time a 20-point lead materializes before halftime. If he goes, the next hire must value structure over slogans, fundamentals over flash, process over press release. What happens if nothing changes? Then the season morphs from nightmare to cautionary parable. Reese's confidence erodes, Cardoso's patience expires, and the front office faces an offseason explaining to free agents why Chicago is a destination and not a caution sign. Rival GMs will lowball trade offers, smelling desperation. Television partners will quietly remove the sky from late-season schedules. Even hardened local reporters will begin using the dreaded phrase, historically bad. History, after all, remembers spectacular collapses. The Houston Comets dynasty is celebrated, but so too are the expansion mystics' early miseries, the 2010 Shock's 6-28 stumble, the 2017 Stars' farewell spiral. The 2025 Sky are flirting with that ledger, and there is still half a summer left to dig or to climb. The choice ahead. Chicago can lean into delusion, posting motivational quotes while the walls crack, or it can confront the brutal audit awaiting every professional roster. Do the things we claim to value show up on film? If the answer is no, the solution isn't another slick slogan. It is hours of sweat, rotations rehearsed until they cease to be thought and become reflex, shot charts redesigned around Cardoso's gravity, and turnovers treated with zero tolerance. Otherwise, the sky will keep falling, TV cameras will keep zooming on a coach who cannot coach and a rookie who cannot finish, and the story of the 2025 season will be written long before the final standings publish. Rebuilds are allowed to be ugly. They are not allowed to be aimless. Chicago must choose, and choose quickly. Whether this is the valley before a climb or the bottomless pit where confidence, coherence, and credibility all disappear in a puff of misguided hype. 1 year ago, they sold a city on renewal. Today, the only thing being renewed is despair. Tomorrow remains unwritten. If, and only if, someone inside that locker room is finally willing to pick up a pen, scrub away the slogans, and start drafting a plan that sounds less like an Instagram caption and more like basketball.
It's more like, Chicago, why are you on TV? Like, they're embarrassment, bro. There's a reason why the Indiana Fever are on TV all the time, because they actually have a good product, when they have a good game, even a bad game, they're still actually fun to watch. This is horrible. Chicago Sky is an embarrassment, bro. The WNBA definitely screwed up having this game as a nationally televised game. They screwed up bad.
She's out here talking about taking things personal, like she's been personally victimized by the basketball rim.
Angel Reese got completely exposed today, man. Y'all see how she only took 1 shot today versus the Mercury and only had 2 rebounds? This goes to show she can't get all those rebounds without taking hella shots, getting her own misses, man. You've been completely exposed today, Brick Leg Sloth. Completely. When you ain't taking all these shots and missing all these goddamn layups and shit, you can't get your rebounds. So your rebounds go down because no missed shots, no rebounds, man.
The most telling moment came when Reese addressed her Bet Sportswoman of the Year award, claiming